Okay, Arun, let's start with your introduction.
5 years of experience in the manufacturing industry, which includes 3 years in the purchase executive and the remaining experience in the materials management module. I have done Master of Business Administration in the year 2016. So thereafter, I got an opportunity to work in the company produces biomass briquettes, which is useful for the manufacturing industries. So here my duty is like maintaining the vendor and customer uh, integration and maintain a good relationship with the clients as well as vendors. So estimating the production cost raw materials and the same communication translates to vendor so that the vendor delivers the right material at the right place. So without disturbing the production. So after that, I got an opportunity to work on materials management model. So here I'm working as a associate consultant. So here my daily duties like so attending the meetings with the higher managers and preparing the reports, day-to-day reports as per the business process we have. And if any new user joined in our organization, I want to train him or her. Uh, so bad jobs monitoring is the my job profile. If sometimes if business requirement we need to change the request as per the standard, so we need to change the request. And sometimes I want to do ticket handling process also.
So, in the support project, in which area you have worked?
Yeah, I have worked in from the point of procurement. I have worked in request quotation, contract, and scheduling agreement, purchase order, and I involved in physical inventory activities also. Physical inventory inspection, goods transfer movements, STO process, third party business. We have. I have worked in these areas.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. So, can you explain P2P cycle means what is the cycle that you have, what is the process that you have used for your client, let's say from procuring to payment?
Yeah, sometimes the sales order could be generated from the customer side. So based on that, as we have purchase requisition will be generated from our side. So as per purchase requisition, after getting approval from the department, we do the purchase order. So after purchase order, the vendor delivers the goods to the respective plant or storage location. If the items is in good condition as per the and quantity as per in the PO, and the payment is going to release. So it starts with the purchase requisition and ends with the payment. In between, we involved in contract and the purchase order and pay invoice receipt.
Hmm. But you mentioned something about sales order. So, how sales order is means integrated to this one?
Yeah, the sales order, we have the number of customers who are taking our products. So it starts with the third party scenario. So the
Hmm,
customer
hmm.
says we required
Okay.
some 100 quantity or 1,000 quantity. So in that scenario, the sales order will be generated from the sales department side.
Hmm,
Parallelly, the SAP automatically purchase requisition would be created.
hmm, hmm.
So thereafter, some getting approvals, we do the some process.
Okay. So you have mentioned that physical inventory process. So what is the physical inventory process? How you are doing the physical inventory?
We have the physical inventory process monthly twice. So yeah, the stock should be same as per SAP in the warehouse stock, warehouse management,
Hmm,
warehouse godown, we may call it. So every 15 days once, I generate the report through MI01. Through
hmm.
I'm generating particular material so that the inspection is going on. If it is a shortage, the goods receipt will be adding with a 701 movement type. If it is a excess, we will issue the goods with a 702 movement type with a, some special permission.
Hmm.
It
So
is a
all
periodic every month with twice.
so all these activities are done by you.
No, no. generating reports and updating the stock is up to my work.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. The same thing I need to transfer the report to my higher level.
Hmm. Hmm. So how you'll get the actual report? Means what is in the
After
physical inventory? Huh.
Yeah, after generating the physical inventory report, we may call it report. So
Hmm.
the the executive or user going to warehouse and checking with the quantity, and he
Hmm.
mentioning we have in the warehouse this much of stock is there. So I received the number. I comparing the both the numbers. If it is every matches, no issue. If it is any slight difference, so going to do some for goods receipt or goods issue.
Hmm. So how you are performing this? Let's say how means you have said twice in a month you are doing the physical inventory. So for all the products you are doing it for twice in a month, or there is certain let's say selection criteria is there?
No, so we have the selection criteria who what the materials are going in fast track method.
Sorry.
Fast track method. So the materials are moving within a short period of time, which are bulky materials. These materials only we are doing. For example, you can say we have some inverters and some of the RAM bearings and raw materials we have. So these are all items required for the production. So my duty, organization is at the time of production. I don't want to lower the material. I don't want
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
what can I say? Uh, yeah, I want material on the time. I don't want to below on that mentioned order. So for that we doing every time inventory inspection because we not to disturb the production.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yes, so for production during the raw materials only we are doing the physical inventory monthly twice.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So you have also mentioned that you have worked on S4 HANA.
No, presently working on S4 HANA support. I don't got any opportunity to work on implementation, but I have a knowledge. If I get a chance, really, I'm interested to do
So
that.
whenever there is a, let's say, you know the process of account determination, right?
Yes, yes.
So how the account will get triggered, and at which transaction the accounts will be getting triggered during let's say in P2P cycle?
Yeah, in P2P cycle, account determination starts at the inventory level. While issuing the goods or while receiving the goods, the accounting determination happen. Before that, while creating the material, the valuation class and accounting category reference is interlinked with in the material master. So
Hmm.
based on that, while doing the goods receipt or goods issue, the account determination happens.
Hmm. So the how the account will be determined?
Based on the account category reference.
Hmm.
In the account category reference acts as a bridge between the valuation class and automatic account determination.
So you have also mentioned that vendor consignment process. Can you explain the vendor consignment
Yes.
process?
Yeah, vendor consignment process. We have the stock of the vendor, but the legal owner of the product is the vendor only, outside
Hmm.
of the customer only. But whenever the required that those materials, the we do some customization. For example, suppose take flanges we required. So with a quantity of 100, so generally we creating a purchase info record, material master, updating the material master with a vendor consignment.
Hmm.
And so after that, we do some purchase info record, and based on that purchase info record, we don't want to maintain the in purchase info record we maintain in the price. So thereafter, we prepare purchase order. After purchase order, so we are transferring the unrestricted consignment stock to unrestricted stock with a movement type 411/K. So transferring the consignment stock to unrestricted stock is the process.
Hmm. Hmm. So whenever you have a requirement, you are providing PO and you are like transferring the material from consignment stock to your own stock, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm,
And updating the material with the consignment stock in the material purchasing.
mm,
Oh,
mm,
sorry, MRP, the MRP one. Procurement type is consignment.
mm. So what is the linkage with
In purchase
MRP?
order in the item category, sir,
What is the linkage with MRP? You have said something about MRP, right?
so, I can't correctly remember. We are updating the consignment in the material level. Maybe it in purchasing view or MRP view. Correctly, I can't remember right now.
Mm,
See, we have for subcontracting, we are mentioning K in the material master. We are maintaining
mm,
for consignment also. We are maintaining one tick marks. In the PO item, in the item category, we are mentioning item category as a uh, K, K for consignment. It's a
okay.
combination.
So you have also mentioned the subcontracting process, right?
Yes, so we have subcontracting and
Okay.
third party
So
interest.
okay. So can you explain about the subcontracting process?
Subcontracting process, we have we have the semi-finished products, and
Mm,
the outsider will do the finished product. For that, we required some of the raw materials for linking to making a finished product. So
mm,
before that, we linking with a we are maintaining bill of material for a
mm,
product.
mm,
So the vendor delivers we sending the semi-finished product to a vendor. So vendor makes the finished product and sending to the plant. So for that, we are maintaining some 541 O moment type is triggered.
mm.
Yeah. Purchase order and goods receipt movement is involved.
Okay. So what is the account will be triggered for this subcontracting process?
Subcontracting process. One second, sir. The inventory account is going to debit, and GBB offsetting entries is credit.
Okay. So you have also mentioned that outline agreement, right?
Yes, sir.
So in outline agreement, what process do you have?
In outline agreement, we have the contract into a contract and the scheduling agreement. In contract, we have two types of contracts: quantity and
Mm,
value contract, with a
mm,
span of 3, 6, and 9, 12 months with a periodic gap. We are
mm.
maintaining contract with a quantity. Yeah. And scheduling agreement, we also we have. So based on the scheduling delivery date, the vendor delivers the product.
Mm, mm,
We are doing the purchase order with reference to contract outline agreements also.
mm. So to create a, let's say, to create a purchase order with respect to any outline agreement, what is the basic requirement for that?
Contract should if you take a quantity contract or value contract, the contract should be in active position, in active period.
Mm,
If I suppose if I take the quantity is a quantity contract, PO is in a quantity contract. So we are doing the contract purchase order by taking the reference as a contract quantity contract.
okay. So you have mentioned like good knowledge on end-to-end implementation process also, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what are the implementation process?
Implementation process is like suppose if a customer don't have a SAP system and he is interested to take to accept SAP
Mm,
in his business process. So in that time, so the some meetings will be generated with the business, and thereafter business blueprint is going to prepared by the consultant. Here, the consultant asking the business, so what is your business process? So he collecting all the requirements with the business, and he is estimating the 5 to 10 years. He is forecasting. The consultant is forecasting 10 years business. So based on that, he gathered the requirements from the business, and he comparing with the standard SAP procedure, standard format. If it is anything, if everything is okay, he will go with the same configurations what the SAP is providing. Or if you have any mismatches with the business requirement or business scenario, so some gap analysis is to be identified by the consultant in the form of price, if whether reports or in the any some configurations. Those configurations will be handled by the consultant.
mm,
Yeah, based on the business blueprint, we are taking some time for implementing the SAP materials management implementation. Thereafter, we are doing some cutover activities and integration testing also happening, and user acceptance testing also happening. If everything is okay from the business side, then going to go live support.
mm. Okay. So what
Yeah,
is
I
the
heard it maybe takes uh, at least 1 year for a minimum sized project for implementing SAP. I heard 1 year.
mm, okay. So what is the cutover activities?
Cutover activities is like we are doing in the cutover activities like open purchase. If you have any open purchase orders, or we need to entry initial stock entries, uploading activities, and checking the whether all the configurations are correctly in the correct manner or not. Uh, these are all the duties we do in the cutover activity. And integration test also we are doing.
Mm. In the cutover activities, you do the integration testing.
No, no, sorry. We can't do in cutover activity. Just it looks like open POs and initial stock entry, and if you have any number ranges checking, all the checking activity will be happening.
So let's say you will have let's say implementation process. You have done all the cutover activities, and you have done all the things. User acceptance test is also done. So what is the process for go live? Let's say in go live process, what you do?
In goal before go live process, we do user acceptance testing uh, with the business. So if user acceptance test means we already done the configurations as per the requirement. So the user testing the SAP's materials management section. So if everything is okay, the business says we want some days of support. So in days of in support, we are as a support consultant, we are checking whether the issues are coming. If issues are coming, the support consultant should do rectify the issues and guide the users.
Okay. Okay, so we are good to close,
Yeah.
and we will connect for one more
Yes.
session to analyze. Okay. Okay. So let's start from the starting. Okay. So if we see
Yes.
about the, let's say, introduction section. Okay. So in the introduction section, starting was okay, and later you have directly you have went into the, let's say, daily activity process, right? So in the introduction, don't mention the daily activity, whatever you are doing as a daily activity, let's say ticket handling, let's say attending meeting and all the things. Don't tell them about that. Okay. So just mention, like, if someone is asking you about the introduction, in the introduction you have to tell them, like, whatever, like, for the, like, let's say for the first part. Okay. When you have mentioned, like, in the first company I have worked in the manufacturing industry, and what was their business process, and what you are doing over there. Okay. So likewise you can mention the same for the second one for SAP So you can just tell them, like, I was working as a associate consultant, and over there I was in a support project. So in the support project, what was your areas of concern, okay, or area of your activity. Like let's say you are supporting the P2P cycle, and you are supporting the, let's say, the uh, supporting the subcontracting process, or whatever your fields of work are there. Okay, just mention that. Don't go into the details of, let's say, don't go into the details of whatever daily works you are doing. Okay, so maybe after your introduction, they will ask you what are your daily activities or what you are doing in a daily basis. They might ask you, but don't tell them in upfront. From your side, don't tell them like your job responsibility and all the things. Don't tell him in one shot go in your intro itself. Okay, just let them know
Okay.
that you are working, and how much time you have worked over there, and what is your area of working at there. Okay, so just mention that.
Okay.
Don't go into the details. First part.
Okay.
Second part, whenever okay, so let's say about the P2P cycle. Okay, so P2P cycle, that is okay, that is fine. Everyone, every business has a different scope of working. So if you are saying your means if we say a standard P2P cycle, it will start from PR2, it will end with your invoicing section. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
P2P cycle. If someone is asking you about P2P cycle, then directly you can tell them that from PR to, let's say, to GR and IR process, we have a P2P cycle. If they're asking how the PR is getting generated, then you can let them know like our business process was a third party business process was there in Intact. So in that case, PR will be generated, or PR was getting generated from the, let's say, sales order. Okay, but that part is
Okay.
fine, that is not a problem. But in the P2P cycle, definitely you will have to focus on the process and tell them point to point. You are just let's say confusing with let's say you are, sometimes you are saying sales order, sometimes you are saying PR, sometimes you are saying scheduling agreement. Everything you are combining it to one process. Okay, just focus on the process. Like P2P cycle means it is a procure to pay cycle. Background may be different, means how the PR is getting generated or where it is getting generated. PO is means it is created for contract. That is a different process. That don't combine it to the P2P cycle. P2P cycle is a standard cycle. Okay, and you have, as you
Okay.
have mentioned in your resume itself, like outline agreement, contract, some subcontracting, and consignment process. These are all a special type of procurement. Okay, that is a special type of procurement
Okay.
where you are getting the, let's say, from PO is getting created from contract, or let's say your schedule lines have been generated through sales order, that is a third party scenario. So those are the different kinds of process are there, right? So when someone is
Yes.
asking you about the P2P cycle, just concentrate on the standard P2P cycle, that is from PR to IR. Okay, from PR to
Higher.
PO,
Okay.
PO to GR to IR. If the vendor is known, okay. If the vendor is unknown, then you can
Yeah.
tell them like from PR it will generate RFQ, then quotation, then the regular process. Okay, so in that you need to
Okay.
concentrate on that, you need to focus on that part. Okay, and
Okay. Okay.
every other part is also similarly like the same. Okay, so you are just means confusing with every process, you are confusing with some other steps, so that you need to be sure. Okay, and if you are like let's say if you are getting confused, take a pause, take some seconds. Okay, take some seconds, just imagine
Okay.
yourself, let's say imagine in your mind whatever the steps are required for this process. Let's say if you are saying subcontracting process or let's say consignment process. Next question was consignment process. So let's take an example of consignment process. So if someone is asking you what is a consignment process, so how consignment process will work? Definitely your vendor will place some material in your warehouse. Okay. So directly you don't have to pay or anything, you don't have to provide like you don't have to pay the vendor upfront. But whenever there is a requirement as per your requirement, like you can do that, like likewise you have mentioned, like whenever there is a requirement we'll do the PO. For that PO we will let's say um, taking the material to
Item
our
category.
own stock, then you can do the GI or anything. But consignment
Okay.
stock is, for consignment stock normally we don't give a PO for changing to our own stock. PO will be given to the vendor, or consignment stock it will be given as a line item as a K. Okay, so whenever you are
Yeah.
receiving the material, you will be receiving the material with 101 K type movement. The material will be received in your warehouse or in your let's say in your storage location, right? So in that storage location, whenever you have some requirement, directly you can issue from that. Okay, so issue from
Okay.
that, that is directly you can send it to a cost center or to a production center. Directly you can move from there. So directly PO should be given for the consignment stock, not to convert the consignment stock into your own stock. If you are giving a PO to let's say vendor will not provide you the stock directly, means without any reference vendor will not provide you the stock, right? There will be some GR
Yes.
process will be there. It will be so that whenever you are doing the GR it will be showing as a consignment stock. Okay, so whenever you
Okay.
are doing the GI, so directly from the consignment stock, as per your process you can change it to your own stock and you can transfer. Like if you are doing the GR, so GR will be from 411K, you will be taking the stock to your own stock, then you have to issue. But that is again that will it will elongate the process, right? Again you have to do the GR, then again you have to
Yes.
do the GI. So that will elongate the process. Definitely no customer will want the cumbersome process. Okay, they don't need a confusing process.
Okay.
They will just, whenever there is a stock in the consignment, they will let's say they will do the GI directly to the cost center, and cost center will be charged for that. Okay, so that you
So
need
PO is mandatory.
the
Uh,
PO is mandatory for the consignment stock, not
with
to.
the
Yes.
with the item category K, PO is mandatory, sir, for consignment stock.
Yes, PO is mandatory. Unless a PO, how your vendor is going to provide you a stock,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So first you
Yes.
need to send a PO to them, so that with item category K, so that they will provide you stock with the consignment category, so that you are not going to pay anything to the vendor upfront, or right away you don't have to pay anything. Okay. So that's the
Yes,
process
sir.
for consignment process. So don't get confused in that process also. Okay. Next comes to, let's
Okay.
say, subcontracting process. Subcontracting process, definitely you need to like ju- just don't get into the, let's say, more of theory. Cut short the theoretical part, get into the technical part. Okay, so what is the process, that's okay.
Yeah.
But in a subcontracting or in a consignment process, directly you can tell for a subcontracting process that we have some semi-finished product that we are not manufacturing, we have some vendor to manufacture it, we just provide the material to the vendor with that movement type. Okay, that 541 movement type, we are providing the raw material, and then we are receiving the material from the vendor with 543 or moment type, right? So that much thing you need
Yes.
to answer. You don't have to answer that we have a product and we have to assign we have to send this, we have to send that. Don't go into the elaborated process. Okay, just be
Okay.
specific to your answer. Be specific to your answer means point to point, and whatever is needed, just answer them on that. Okay,
Okay.
so this is and the accounting entries part, account determination. So account determination, you have to let them know the whole process when someone is asking you for the account determination. Like the account category reference and valuation class, it is only one part of the account determination, it is not the whole process. Okay, you need to say
Okay.
like for that account category reference and valuation classes, we have other settings also for the material type, and we have let's say transaction event keys we have. So for that, whatever settings or whatever GL accounts are maintained in the OBYC settings, that will be getting triggered through let's say whenever we are doing the goods movement, right? So that you need to tell,
Yes, sir. Yes.
that you need to tell.
Yeah.
Just don't limit to only account category and valuation classes.
Valuation.
Okay, so that is for account determination process. So need to just go through once more or a couple of times with this account category, sorry, with the account determination process, and just understand the process how it is getting triggered. So you need to answer that. Okay, so coming to next part, um, for your accounting entries, that is okay, but also you need to mention what is the, let's say, offsetting account for that. GBB is there, GBB having many offsetting accounts, right? BBR is there,
Yes.
VBO is there, and mm, I believe yeah, there are a couple of other there are many
BSA.
other
Yes.
yeah, there are many other accounts are also there. So you need to be sure which offsetting account is for this let's say subcontracting process. Just go through once, you will be get to know.
Yes.
Okay, that also you need to be confident on which accounting entries are getting triggered. So definitely if it's Infosys means,
Yes.
they will ask you definitely some questions on the accounting entries, they will ask you some questions. Okay, and
Okay.
then comes to your let's say implementation part. Okay, so implementation, as you
Sir,
have
physical
mentioned,
inventory, sir.
physical inventory, that is fine.
Physical inventory.
Yeah, physical inventory,
Yes.
that is fine, whatever you have said, that is fine. But as I have asked you, like who is performing the activities, so let's just say that accounting document part that you are doing, or maybe physical inventory, all the process may be done with let's say end user only, they can perform all the changes. If the key users having the access, they can do the process. Okay, if they are getting any errors or any issues, in that case you can help them. Okay, but physical inventory process, like printing the document and all the things, that is definitely the key users will have that access and they will do that. Okay, but the process is fine, that's okay, no one will ask you question like why you are doing that. So apart from whatever you have said, that counting part means the physical counting part was done by the user, that is okay, and rest of the part is okay. But whatever you like, physical inventory is okay, that is not a problem, you can go with that.
Sir,
Okay,
posting the inventory difference also user part of this, sir.
everything is a user part only. So posting the differences and all the things, it is coming under the user part only, because physical inventory, if it's a, let's say, table level extract, or they need some reports, they don't have a, let's say, in the standard process, they don't have the all the material will not come into that let's say in the standard report in li01, whatever you are mentioning. In li01, if they don't have the standard report, means material, and if something is missing, so every material, all the material is not coming into that list. So maybe you have to extract the file from the, let's say, some table level, you have to extract the file. In that case, you will definitely you will have to extract the report and provide to them. If it is a li01, okay, that is all comes under a transactional it is a, let's say, coming under the user only. Okay, li01,
Okay.
li01 they can perform, li04 they can perform. Okay, li20 they can perform, li21 they can perform. You will not have access for that in major points. Okay, maybe in some cases
Okay.
you will have some access, but definitely every user or every key user, they will have this access for all this physical inventory. Okay,
Okay.
so no problem with that, you can go either way. You can tell like they are doing the activities, we are only monitoring, or you can tell them we are doing, that is not a problem, that is not an issue. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
next comes to your implementation part. So as you have mentioned that you don't have an experience on implementation, but you have a good knowledge, that is okay, you can tell anything, that is not will be a problem. But whenever someone is asking you about the, let's say, implementation project, whatever you said, it is correct, it is right, but you have to tell them, or you have to mention them as per the project phases. We have 5 phases in the implementation project, so you have to tell them like, don't start with when someone requires SAP, then they will conduct some meetings. Don't go to that. Okay. So in the implementation, what we have, so we start with the project preparation. In that phase, we will like our team, or our IT team, they will check for the scope of the project. What is the scope? What needs to be implemented, and what is the scope? All the things they will check for that, and they will prepare a project charter. Okay, and then after the project
Yeah.
charter, we will start like start checking with the requirements from the, let's say, business. We will be taking the requirement from the business, and we will be configuring the SAP standard process onto that. Okay, it will come under business blueprint. So business blueprint also, in there we will find if there is some like from standard process, it is not aligning with the standard process. So we need to do some gap analysis, and whatever needs to be done, we can be doing with the, let's say, gap analysis. What is necessary, we can do that. Okay, that is coming under the
Oh,
second phase. And third phase, whatever we have, let's say, gap analysis or business blueprint, whatever we have configured, whatever we have agreed, we will do the configuration. Okay, then in the
oh,
realization phase, next phase comes to your like um, uh,
cutover act.
next phase is your final preparation phase. Okay, so in final preparation phase, yeah, you have all that testing and cutover activities, all the things you are having there. Okay, so you
Okay.
can mention it is a final preparation. So in that, we will be having the cutover activities, we'll be doing the testing, and if everything is done, then we will move to our go live support. So next question I have asked you, what is your go live support thing? Okay, well, what you will do in go live. So
Yeah.
not answering to that, you have mentioned all the things that is done in the final preparation. You have said like, we will do the cutover activities, we'll do the testing, we'll do the training. That part you have said, but what you need to say in the go live phase, so everything has been set by us in the previous phase. So now in go live support, the users will start working, right? So go live means users will start working in the SAP system. So that should be your answer, that in go live phase, user needs to start working. If they are having any trouble, then we will be supporting them. That is called a post go live support. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it about the interview. So prepare for your
Yes.
interview, all the best for that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, oh, I have some doubts. Can I ask, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, yeah, after implementation, what kind of issues are generating, sir? Because I written checking close tickets and open tickets and close as per priority.
That's okay. That is
Yeah,
like
what kind of issues? Uh,
means issues means you are asking about support, means normal support project or hypercare. Means whenever there is a, let's say, implementation project, after that some hypercare will be happening. And if you are in a support project, so that is a different kind of support activity will be there. Tickets will be there. So
yes, sir.
basic,
Sir,
so
yeah,
basically, if you are asking about the let's say hypercare period, means after the implementation, whatever tickets you are getting. So most of the ticket you will be getting for some configuration missing or some configuration things. That in that case you'll be means those kind of issues you will be getting in a hypercare support. Some things are missing, some things are not working, that kind of things you will be getting in the hypercare support. Okay, in regular let's say regular support activity, you will be getting the tickets from the day to day activity, whatever is like work is done from the end users, on that only you will be getting some tickets. Okay.
Sir, any examples, sir? Because our user only generating purchase order and some GR, GI, physical inventory.
Examples, you have already the classes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go through that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Sir, so, and one more thing, if tomorrow I interview, I can take some gaps, pause for 1 minute or 30 seconds,
that's okay,
so
not a
that I
problem.
can answer you
Not
clearly.
a problem,
Is it
not a
good,
problem.
sir?
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. You can ask them like,
Yeah.
just give me a minute.
Today you mentioned that one very good point, sir. I am confusing, sir. Only I have only theoretical knowledge, so
Hmm.
I'm
That I know,
so
that I,
little bit of confusing.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
if I take pause, so I remembering everything in the fraction of
that's
seconds
not a
or
problem, not
coming
a
out.
problem, not a problem.